Hey everybody, it's Molly here. So I am doing a life update video, as I do, and I can no longer film ASMR type videos because my dog makes me want to blow my brains out when I try to film. It's not working. It's just becoming very frustrating, and that is why I have not gotten a video out in months. That and a bunch of other reasons, but I do want to update you guys on my life, on what's going on. So we're just gonna film it like this, like a normal talking video. He's licking the floor. He's literally licking the floor. So we've got a lot to talk about. First of all, I did cut my hair. It normally looks a lot better than this, but I'm trying not to put heat on it if I don't have to. So it's just looking very much not good. So I did cut my hair, yes. Now let's roll back the past, let's see, July, August, September. Let's roll back the past 3 months. So last time you heard from me, I was moving into my home. So we went through the whole moving process. That was very stressful. It was a lot of work. It was just a lot. I'm sure for those of you who have moved before, you know how difficult it is to go through everything, switching, accounts, moving, unpacking, packing, going through like it's just a whole lot of shit. So I'm hoping that this video doesn't turn out like horrible and you guys can still like listen, and it's more of like a podcasty kind of vibe because I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I need to stay on track. So moving was fine. Like I said, it was a lot of work, a lot of effort. The move, it went well. There was no major hiccups. Nothing broke. Nothing was damaged. It was fine. Moving in here was fine. I was painting. I was cleaning. I was getting everything ready. My family helped out a shit ton. So props to them. So I moved. So that was great. So that was a lot to deal with, as I've said a million times now. Let's see what else happened. So then we were just kind of settling in. My sister moved in with me. She wasn't supposed to move in until Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, could you stop eating the rug? Thank you so much. She was not supposed to move in until August. She was going to school in New York City, and she decided to transfer somewhere closer up here. She didn't like the vibe. Everything was online. She didn't want to waste all the money going to school not close. Makes sense. So she transferred to a school near here, up where we both live, and she was going to live with me. My dad was going to help pay her rent because he would have been paying for school, like room and board anyway. So it was going to be great. She was going to move in August. Perfect. Great. She ended up moving in about 2 weeks after I moved in. She had a fight. There was a lot going on at our house. She was living with my parents. So she ended up moving all her shit in here, which was great. It was fine. Things are going well with us. She goes to school. She's looking for a job, I think. But all she does is go to school. So she's here all the time. This is the first time. Today is August 7th, or August. It is October 7th. Today is the first day that I've had the house to myself for more than an hour. So she had like school and then a doctor's appointment and shit like that. So she's been gone. This is literally the first time I've had the house to myself. Love my sister to death. I do, but she is always here. So going from living by myself in an apartment, which is me and my dog, to moving in with another person who is always here has been a very big adjustment for everybody, mostly myself. She normally just like kind of stays in her room and hangs out and, does her own thing, which is fine. And then we collaborate, we come together and we do our own things together. But like we'll hang out, we'll watch movies, we'll play, she doesn't really like movies. We watch American Horror Story together. We'll play the occasional game of Scrabble or Monopoly, that kind of stuff. But for the most part, we're on our own. But it's just nice to have the house, Jimmy, stop, actually to myself, because that hasn't happened in months. So things are getting a little tense and shit right now. So we're just trying to figure that out. I'm drinking a matcha latte. These are my new obsession. I know it looks kind of gross, but there was like foam at the top, so it was good. Jimmy, honey, please stop. So that's been happening. So life with her, living with somebody is definitely... Jimmy, please shut the fuck up. I love you so much, but please, I'm just trying to film. Just trying to film something. Go reach your ball. So it's been very difficult, especially with Jimmy too. She's not the biggest fan of Jimmy, which is understandable because he's annoying as fuck. No, but he's a good boy most of the time. Just right this second, he's not being, of course. So Jimmy, honey, please stop. Please, please. He's so cute. They're getting used to one another. They're getting used to one another. She's hanging out with him. You know, things are going fine between the two of them. But, yeah, so that's been happening. I quit my job. So I feel as though I'm going through a midlife crisis because I think I'm going to die by the age of 50. So I quit my job. I liked my job. I really, really liked what I did. If you didn't know, I was a case manager at a halfway house for federal inmates. And I really, really, really enjoyed my job. I was really good at it. I liked the people that I worked with, but the management was so bad. And they were just throwing so much shit on us. And it was becoming mentally exhausting. We're like to the point where I like couldn't take it anymore. And we also like weren't getting paid enough, which I know like that's obvious, like, oh, we don't get paid enough. Like, no, we legitimately weren't getting paid enough. We were promised an annual review where we would, you know, be able to ask for a pay increase, and I was all prepared for it. I had, you know, this is what I've done for the company. This is, you know, the progress that we've made. This is like the steps that I've done to, you know, make sure that there's like a makeup brush hair on me. I started in April, so the following April came and went, May came and went, June came and went, and there was no promise of the review. I asked my boss multiple times about it. The first time she was like, oh, I haven't gotten my review, so once I get mine, you guys will get yours. Okay, that's fine. A couple months later, I asked for it again. She was like, yeah, and on my spare time. Girl, you scroll on Facebook at work. So what do you mean? So that was very frustrating. And my friend who I've become very close to, we worked together. We were both case managers there. She got a new job, and it was funny because the day that she told me that she got hired at this new job, that was the day that I was putting in my 2 weeks. So I felt horrible leaving because we both were leaving at the same time. You won't really understand like the hierarchy of it all, like how it works. But basically us leaving at the same time really fucked everything up. And it wasn't supposed to happen like that. It looked like we planned it, but we actually didn't. So I ended up giving them a month's notice so they could find somebody. They like didn't. They didn't find anyone. I like was training someone for my last like 2 days, and I was like, I gotta go. So it was like really messy, and I felt really guilty about it. And I ended up, I just like felt guilty. And I know I shouldn't because I gave my blood, sweat, and tears, and that's what it is. Working for nonprofit, they literally like bleed you dry and then kick you to the curb. So that's fine. And I'm not expecting like $40 an hour, but I am expecting when I'm promised something to stick up for myself, you know, and to say, you guys promised me an annual review. You promised me a raise, like, and I didn't get it. And I'm too valuable. I'm too good of a worker to be treated like this. And, you know, I attempted to set boundaries and told them, like, makes me feel uncomfortable. This makes me feel stressed. This makes me, and no one gave a fuck. So I pieced out of there. I didn't have anything lined up, which was like kind of scary. And people kept asking me like, oh, what are you going to do now? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like going through this like mental crisis in my head. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do anymore. Like, do I want to stay in this field? Do I want to move to a different field? Do I want to do something else? Like, all my experience is here, but I also have restaurant experience. Like, do I go back to restaurant managing? Like, I really enjoyed that. I like the fast-paced environment. I can't sit at a desk all day. Like, I can't do it. And this job that I had, it was a lot of desk work, but it was also a lot of like problem solving and going out and doing stuff. And like the days were broken up, which I really enjoyed. but I don't know if I want to work with an inmate population anymore. That was also one of the main reasons for leaving my residents. Some of them were great and amazing and really grateful for the services and took it seriously. And some of them were complete fucking assholes and took advantage of everything and just did not give a fuck about what we did. So it's very hard to kind of navigate like how much work you put into somebody who doesn't want to put in work for themselves, you know? So I was freaking out, didn't know what I wanted to do. So I'm like frantically applying for jobs on Indeed. Like I'm looking for restaurant jobs, I'm looking for case management jobs, like all this shit's popping up. Finally, I get a hit with something. And it's like a part-time job working for basically an office that offers help for victims of crimes. So I'm like, okay, like this is a whole new avenue. Like this is something that I would really like to do, just change it up a little bit, but still stay in my field. Great. Went for an interview. Everything was great. Again, it's only part-time, which she told me from the jump. I knew that, but you know, we were helping with victims of crimes, like people who file police reports. We're going to reach out to them, see if they qualify for any of our services. Okay, great. Sounds great. So I get hired there. Perfect. My start date, my end date was October 1st at my other job. And my start date is, what was it there? October 4th, that Monday. Great. Perfect. So I'm excited now. I'm like, okay, I have a job. I'm set. I can say that I'm going somewhere. So everyone's like asking me like what I'm going to do. I'm like, oh, I have something lined up. Like, don't worry about it. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do part-time here. And then I can also do part-time at a restaurant. See what I like better. See if it's everything that I imagined it to be. And then kind of pick my career field based on that. Sounds great in theory, Mels. Sounds great in theory. I worked at that job for 2 days and then I quit. So I quit on Wednesday. Today's Thursday, so I just quit yesterday. It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I know I only trained for 2 days. Listen, I never, ever, 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 ever thought that I'd be the bitch to go somewhere for 2 days and then quit. Like, that's just not like me. I'd make fun of people like that. But like, if it's not a good fit and you know it from the jump, what's the point? We were talking about like, she was training me and there wasn't like a whole lot to train, but it basically wasn't anything that I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I misinterpreted what she told me that the job was, or if she didn't explain it enough. I don't know. But it was just literally like filing like claims for people and like dealing with insurance. And like they were sitting at the desk all day. And she said they used to go into court and like help victims and help write victim witness like statements and all this shit. But because of COVID, that all stopped. So that's all they did all day was sit in the office. I said, oh, no. So that's on me. I guess when I interviewed, I should have kind of asked that question. Like, that's because I called my dad when I was thinking about quitting and he was like, girl, stop. Like, you need to slow down. He's like, take the rest of the week and figure it out, which is what I thought in my head too. I was like, I'm not going to quit after 2 days. Like, I'll take the week, whatever. But the more I sat there and the more I like learned about the job and the position, I was like, this just isn't for me. And I don't like wasting people's time and energy. Like if I was putting in the effort to train somebody, like I would want them to stay. So I was like, listen, I'm just going to cut my losses here and we're just going to leave it like that. So unfortunately that didn't work out. So now I'm kind of at a point, I'm now unemployed. I've been unemployed for a day and I'm feeling very anxious and I feel sick to my stomach because I don't know what I want to do. And I know y'all are going to be like, girl, you're 24, like you have time to figure it out. And I know that and I get that, but it's also very scary because it's like, I don't even know like what to do in the meantime. I'm just so lost and I keep telling myself that it's okay to feel like this. Everyone feels like this, but I also like, I don't like not working and I don't like not working towards like a goal. And I'm like, should I just go back to my other job? But I can't. Like, I had a dream about it actually last night and I was like, oh, maybe that's a sign that I should go back. I can't. I can't. As much as I liked it and I was really good at it, like I just can't do that shit anymore. So my tentative plan for right now, I've been applying for jobs like all yesterday and today after I film this, I'm going to go apply for some more. But what I'm thinking is, I don't know. There's basically, so I live in New York State, so there's a lot of, well, especially close to me, there's a lot of like state like facilities, like prisons and stuff like that. In order to work for the state, you have to take a civil service exam, and they don't offer those all the time. And I've been trying to get in contact with people, but it's really difficult to see when they're going to be offering certain exams. So I'm thinking in the meantime, maybe I'll work at a restaurant, do something like that, work somewhere that's easy that I can just go and leave until the next exam is. And then kind of focus on that being my goal, because I think I still would like to work within an offender population. I enjoyed, like, there's no other halfway houses really around here. I just got this house, so I'm fucking stuck here. So I'm thinking like a state correctional facility would be the next step for me. I worked in a county jail before. We do have 2 or 3 county jails around here, so I might try to give them some rings today and see if they're hiring. But Jimmy, stop. That's a population I feel comfortable with, that I feel like I know and that I'd be good at doing. I don't know. We'll kind of see how things go, and I'm trying not to stress myself out, but I just need some sort of validation that I'm doing the right thing. But yeah, so that's been the job situation. So we're currently unemployed, which is terrifying. I've never been unemployed, except my freshman year of college. I didn't work, but I was going to school. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Can you not do that? Can you not? Here, come here. I'm hoping to cut all this out. Ooh, what's this? Other than that, I've been watching Handmaid's Tale, which is incredible. I don't know why y'all haven't told me to watch it before. I'm sure somebody has. But I'm halfway through season 3. I started watching it like a month ago, but with work and stress and life and everything, I don't watch it like every day, but it's so fucking good. It's incredible. My sister watched it, my mom watched it, my friends watched it, and they're like, you have to watch it. I was like, okay, whatever. It can't be that good. No, stick my fucking foot in my mouth. It's amazing. A lot of trigger warnings, a lot of like sketchy stuff happens, but it's so good. I've been doing a lot of Sudoku. I'm very bad at it. I have to cheat a lot, but I'm getting better. My sister and I, we've been getting HelloFresh, which has been delicious. We were struggling a lot with like figuring out like what to make for dinner, and I was like, we should just do HelloFresh and just try it. Actually pretty good. I'm a very, very, very picky eater, so it's been very difficult for me, but I've been trying new things. I tried onions and green peppers the other day. Not terrible. It was on like a flatbread pizza, so it was fine. I just like smothered it in cheese, so it's fine. We've been doing HelloFresh. I went back to the gym. I've been like 3 times, but I'm trying to get better at that. Love life situation, also very stressful. I'm just like in a bad place right now, but it's a place that I put myself in, so I have to figure out. I don't know what I'm doing. I needed attention and validation, so I went back to an old person, and now I'm like kind of regretting it, but I'm kind of not. I put myself in this position, so we're gonna either try to get out of it or keep it going. I don't know what to do. My life is in shambles right now. Like, it was boring. Like, nothing was happening. Like, I looked at, okay, so a year ago, a couple days ago, so like October 4th of last year, I made a video, like a sit down video, and I never posted it because in the middle of the video, I literally just start sobbing. Like, I just start sobbing, crying, because and I watched it back this year because it came up in my like Google memories or whatever. And it was like me saying how everything is the same, like nothing is changing, like what's the point of living? Like, I was really going through it. I was like, what's the point of doing something like every day? Like you just go to work, you come home, and nothing happens. What was that? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that was my major complaint, like that. I wish I could go back to that, because right now my life is in absolute shambles. No money, no family, 16 in the middle of Miami. No, I have no job. I have a house payment now. Jimmy's been doing fine, actually. Well, did I tell you guys he got kicked out of a daycare? Ooh, I don't think I told you. He got kicked out of a daycare. Anyway, there's Jimmy, my sister, the house. Everything is in shambles, but whatever. So Jimmy, he went to a daycare, right? They loved him, absolutely loved him. When we moved, I was like, I can't take him anymore. It's so far out of my way. Like, it's not on the way to work. It's not on the way to my house, whatever. The owner was like beside herself. She was like texting me. She was like, we're going to miss Jimmy so much. Like, he was such a good dog. We all love to play with him, the dogs, the people, everything. Great. So I ended up finding him a new daycare. So it was like kind of close to my house, a little out of the way. But I was like, we'll try it out. So they have this thing where it's like a probationary period where the dog goes in for the first day. They go for an assessment, whatever. They play with other dogs, see how they do. He did great. So they're like, yeah, he can definitely come back. So I said, perfect. So I ordered him a 10-day pass, like a pass package, so he could go for 10 days. Like within, a couple of weeks, you'd have to use it up. So the second day that he's there, the second day, so he went for 1 day for like 5 hours. No, it was like 3 hours just so he could meet the dogs. And it wasn't like a full day. It was just like an assessment. So he goes the second day I get a call at work and I'm like, hello. And they're like, hi, like, are you Jimmy's mom? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, he's like incessantly humping. And I was like, Jimmy? Like Jimmy the pug? And they were like, yeah. I was like, he's never humped. They were like, did that happen at his old daycare? Like, was there any issues? And I was like, not that I know of. So she was like, yeah, he's like humping like the other pug. Like her name was Iris. And I was like, okay. I said, well, he's never really seen another pug before, so he might just be excited, like whatever. I'm like, why are they telling me this? She's like, okay, well, just like monitor his behavior and let you know. I was like, okay, whatever. So like a couple hours later, it was like 2 p.m. after lunch, she like calls me again. She was like, yeah, he's still like humping her like nonstop. Like she's terrified. We had to split them up. Like she comes to daycare every day. I just don't know. And I'm like, okay. So they have like a small dog group and a big dog group. And I was like, can you put him in with the big dogs? And he was like, wow. She was like, well, we could try. Okay, girl. So they tried whatever. So I picked him up and they were like, well, we'll try him again with the big dog group. Okay, great. So I go to work the next day, 3 days. So this is his third day, second full day there. And she calls me. It was like noon 30. And she was like, yeah, he's really not doing well in the large dog group. There's a puppy here that he keeps humping. And I'm like, well, if there's a puppy, like, why is he in a large dog? Whatever. And I was like, okay. So they're like, we'll put him back in the small. Okay, great. So again, 2 o'clock rolls around. She calls me again. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, girl. Like, I'm at work. Like, this isn't like a child. This is like my dog. Like, deal with it. So she calls me and she's like, yeah, he's still humping. And I was like, okay, like, I don't know what you want me to do at this point. She's like, I think it would be best if this was his last day at daycare. I'm like, bitch, you're fucking kicking my dog out because just tell him no. Like, they're dogs. They're gonna hump. I was floored. I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, yeah, so if you could come like get him. And I was like, well, I am at work for another couple of hours. Like, can he stay? And she was like, hold on, I gotta ask. Girl, you're gonna kick out my dog? And I was like, fuck you. So she was like, yeah, he can stay. I said, okay, I'll be there at 4. I went and picked him up and I was like, I'm just here for Jimmy. And they were like, yeah, so sorry it didn't work out. I said, yeah. So he got kicked out of a daycare for incessant humping, which to hump for 8 hours, like he just doesn't have the stamina. He doesn't have the leg strength. Like he's a pug. He wouldn't. Iris is a fucking slut. She was probably like, fuck me, no. So I found him another daycare. Now this is our last resort daycare. Like there's no other ones like even remotely like close to me or my job. So I take him there and I'm like, okay, like full disclosure, like he just got kicked out for humping. He went to another daycare. He never had any issues. Like he was an angel. They loved him, whatever. The guy was like, oh, we'll take care of it, whatever. So he's there a full day. I get no calls and I show up to pick him up. I'm like, how do you do? And he was like, good. He didn't even like think about humping. And he was like, the owner of the dog daycare. He was like, I've never kicked a dog out for humping before. Like you correct the behavior. That's the point of taking your dog to daycare. Not only are we like watching your dog, but we're trying to, instill like good behaviors, like how to, behave well socially with other dogs, how to react around people, how to react around other dogs and whatever. He was like, we would just teach them not to hump. Like dogs are trainable. And I was like, thank you. I just don't understand. He was like, yeah. And also like, I wouldn't want to lose a customer. Like I'm going to take your fucking money, like regardless if your dog's humping or not. And I was like, right? Like I don't know. So he's been thriving at that new daycare. The owner there is amazing. He's great. He like trained Jimmy like not to pee in the house and like all this shit. So Jimmy's been doing fine at daycare aside from his little stunt. But other than that, life has just been in complete shambles. I am holding it together by a singular thread, like a hair string, like this thread. I'm trying to get it. This is what's holding my life together. Like this strand of hair. There's a couple pieces left, but they're slowly being snipped away. In other words, it's spooky season. It's almost Scorpio season. So I'm hoping that the stars will align in some type of way and help me out. My birthday's coming up. I'm going to be 25. So I'm hoping this is a turning point for me, that shit will start to fall into place, because the last couple of months have been absolute hell for me, for my mental health. But I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to eat better. I'm trying to go to the gym. I'm trying to just stay alert and stay positive. And I feel really bad because I've been neglecting my channel, but I just had so much going on that this was totally in the back of my mind. And like I said, it's also very, very, very difficult for me to film because my sister and my dog. But if you guys like these types of videos where it's like talking and not full on like whispering or soft spoken, I mean, I can go back to that. That's fine. I'll do those once in a while too. But I also like this. Like I'll do these once in a while. Like I'll switch it up. But I want to, my sister, I think, is actually going out of town for a couple days. I think she's going to a Harry Styles concert somewhere, of course. So I think I want to film like a house tour video, and I'll probably do like a voiceover for that. If I can figure out how to do it. And then there's a couple other videos I want to do, like a rap lyric video. So I'll still do some ASMR and stuff, but I just wanted to try with this life update. And then I did a makeup video like this too, just to see if I can kind of, if you guys like this style. I've always wanted to vlog too, but my days are like so boring, especially now that I'm fucking unemployed. Like, goddamn. So I've always wanted to try that. If you guys want to see, let me know. I think my sister would be actually down for that. She does like fake vlogs all the time where she like talks to her phone, but then she like deletes the video. So I think it'd be cool if we maybe did like a vlog together. But let me know what you guys like. I'm just gonna post whatever the fuck I want to post anyway, but just to have some ideas and some feedback. Like if you guys hate this, I'll never do it again. But I just really I needed to get a life update up there because the past 3 months have been insane. And if this was the only way that I could film it, then this is what it's going to be. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this vid. I'm going to show you Jimmy so he can be a part of the vid. Jimmy, say hi. I just don't want to show his collar. Oh, my little baby. See, he's an angel when he wants to be. Okay. But when he doesn't want to be, he's not. So, like, right now, I'm going to go out and take him for a walk. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Is there a problem? Okay. He saw himself in the mirror. It's over. Oh, ow, he just scratched me. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment if you did and let me know. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.